Jai Hind. In today's world, the importance of the rare earth minerals. We have seen that, how that's important. And before this, please see our video on that. I have given, what are these, how they're extracted, is it actually critical? Availability is enough, but it's difficult to extract. It's available in the core of the earth. That's why it is, difficult to extract and process, which is core of the earth is 2,900 kilometer. Out of 118 elements in the periodic table, there are 17 elements are the critical elements because of their unique property of they have got a magnetic property. It has got luminescent property, electrochemical capability, and that's why required in the modern gadgets. Now we will see that why it has how it has been weaponized as a by especially China, and how the world is reacting, and what where India stands for it. How is the India countering all those things? Now we have seen that total availability as on today, there is enough availability and at the core of the earth, and the total control with the Chinese have got 70% of that. Control means they can control of the extraction of this earth. And we have seen the availability wise is 110 and the million tons is total availability. Out of that, China has got 44 million, Brazil has got 21, then India has got 6.9 million tons, and then Australia 5.7, and America is 1.9 million tons. The total, and America is in 17 positions. And then the China has got a control of 70%, and extracting process, when we say extraction as on today of these, and the processing, 90% of the critical out of that availability of 110 million tons, they do it 90% of that. And they have got a lead of 30%, which I have given how it has done. And that's why they have got the monopoly, and they have got a capacity to choke the world. And actually China is using the iron grip to that. 30 years lead they have taken, all the world has got. And they have got with today's, because everyone is taking now actions, and there is a expert panel which has realized that now everyone has taken note of it, because it requires in all modern gadgets, including the defense equipment, satellites, you name it today, you require in a very small quantity. Now, everyone is rushing for it, and there is a rush. Everyone, every country is rushing. Any country, even there is small, they know it is availability is there. They want to explore it, but they do not have money. They do not have technology. So they are, they are giving it. Like you take in Ukraine, in America, because they are in seventh position, they have got just 1.9 million tons. And the Americans functions the way they have done it with the petrochemical. They are doing it similarly with their era. They want to have the huge reserves. They don't want to use their own reserves, and they want to use and explore and take it, on the lease, and try to, grab all over the world. In Ukraine, they have taken advantage of the critical situation, and they have done, one thing has been signed by the Zelensky, where the rare earth material, has gone up to $500 billion, the deal which they have done it for so many years. Similarly, they have done it with now Pakistan. They have jumped the gun, and anyone who has got a little bit, because it is available everywhere, you have to explore that Pakistan absolutely a failed state, who's which in a debt trap. Now they want to do it with American, and they're playing, especially the Asim Munir is playing. Now, we have also seen, I have given in the previous video, the total requirement year-wise. I'm going to take the example, a country like this, which is a huge country. Its total requirement yearly, approximately 2,000 or 2,500 tons. Not much is required. With everything in civil sector, in the defense sector, when you require, that is the requirement per year. It might go up when you have gone more, advancement will come. Now, see, because of a very small quantity, is not very lucrative for the private companies to get into this. So it has to be state run exploration, and also the extraction part of it. It is easier to easier and cheap to buy a country like China. But provided China would not have done the way China has been using it and weaponizing it. As on today, it is just $70 part ton. I think that is what the value is. And America and what, especially Donald Trump, the way he has gone and what he is giving, especially what they have signed a deal between Australia and America. Australia has got availability of 5.7 million tons and America 1.9. Jointly, they want to have the exploration and tunneling and the refining part of it, for which they have, earmarked. They have just signed it yesterday. $8.5 billion deal is there between United States of America and Australia, a joint exploration, refining part of it. And in 1 year time, this is what the Donald Trump is. Of course, he makes big claim. Then it says that from $70 it will come down to $2, something like that. And the China's dominations, which everyone's, and if you take it roughly also, it's 10 years lead. In that 10 years lead, now the India, how is playing out in this. India dependency on China as on today, that is very, very important to understand. 65%. In spite of the fact that we have got availability of 6.9 million tons availability in India. Out of that, 65% availability. So what the government is doing, absolutely, we are doing in a war footing. We are also going for it, and we were doing it for quite some time now. We have ramped our productions. And for that, $800 million has been set aside. And of course, it is not in the public sector, it in the private, not in private sector, it in the public sector, but the government has to take a call on this. And then we have, decided to have set up a reserve, that is strategic reserve for that, and that is mineral stockpile. That will be done, for which first we have to extract, refine, and we have to become self-sufficient. Otherwise, the China's weaponizations, and they tested this in the water. United States, America started with a 200% tariff war with China. They choked it. They use the rare earth metal. They have said no, nil supply to United States of America, including another country which is getting it. They can't, because the certification has to be given. It can't be given to the United States of America. And Donald Trump retracted from there, de-escalated it, and started talking to China. They found this the critical elements is become a weapon by them. So this monopoly should not be monopoly of one country. Country like in India has to be self-sufficient, and I think we have started it. We have also a lead, so it is not that critical. It might be for some time. 10 years is also a very big period, but if you do in a war footing, we have got a technology, we have got our availability, we can create a reserve, and then you can do it once you get the expertise. But it has to be done, and if the private players also get into it, I think it will be very good things. Jai Hind.